Choco choke. You know what it is. Yo, y'all niggas better stay DL. Down low. Stop flossing, man. You just want them to just come and get you. Learn from our mistakes, man. That's what this is about.
This is Dave Woods. This is my story from my mouth. I'm 33 years old. I'm from Detroit. I was born from Detroit. You feel me? And I'm still in Detroit.
How would you say was your upbringing? Poor, middle class, or rich?
I could say it was up and down. You feel me? I could still say we was poor, we was rich. You feel me? But like, it was just in the middle. It was just up and down.
Did you grow up in a single or co-parenting home?
I was single. My dad was in prison for 13 years, and he, you know what I'm saying, he kept going, you know, back and forth to prison. So my mom, she held it down for us, and my dad held it down for us even in prison. You know what I mean? Like, he was still doing his thing in prison, you know, hustling the best way he possibly can to provide, you know, while he was in prison. But, you know, my mama held it down for us, you know, single parent. It's 6 of us. So she made it happen, though. She held it down, worked a couple jobs, you know, but it was tight, you know what I mean? Like I said, it was up and down for us. Sometimes we was up, we was rich, sometimes we was poor.
How different do you think your life would have been if your dad never went to jail?
I think it would have been a lot better if he didn't went to prison, or if he wasn't in that mindset to go to prison. I think it would have been a lot better because he could have really been a father to us that we needed to like teach us, you know, principles that a father's supposed to teach us, how to change, you know, tire on the car, oil change, know how to be a young man. It just would have been, I think, a much easier process, especially for a young black man and, you know, women, as you know, young black women as well too.
As a kid, what did you think you were going to be?
As a kid, I for sure knew I was going to be a business owner. I for sure, because I still, you know, it's just like it was yesterday. And when I was in 5th grade, I raised my hand. Everybody said they want to be a doctor, lawyer, police officer, firefighter. I rose my hand and said, you know what, I want to be a business owner. I want to own my own business.
What would you say was your first career choice?
It was just, I would just always focus on business, but I thought I was going to be in the NBA. I thought I was going to make it to the NFL. I love sports. That's like a lot of young black kids' dream to become an NBA player or a football player.
How far did you get in your education?
My education, I went to college. I graduated from high school. I went to college, but my college got indicted. You know, they had us paying tuition a few times. But the thing was, I started my business when I was 14 years old. So I always had that platform, that foundation. But when I did go to college, I went there for like a year, and I got discouraged when my credits couldn't transfer. Then too, it's just like I had to keep running the family-owned business as well too. So I had to be right there by my dad's side, help him with his stores, even though I had my own business.
At what age you feel you became an adult?
I had to grow up early because, like I said, my father wasn't home. You know, he was in prison. So it's like, you know, when you in that type of situation, you got to become a man early. So I had to provide, you know, the best way I can, look out for my brothers and sisters. When my mom was, you know, off to work, and two, I just had to just take care of myself. You know, I always had that type of mindset.
So what age you say that?
Man, I was like 11, 12, because I was selling candy, I was cleaning people's houses, I was hustling at an early age, where cutting grass, doing what I was supposed to do. But at the end of the day, I still was kind of caught in that space where, dang, should I go sell dope? Or should I stay on this side and just, keep it, you know what I'm saying, like positive? But I was just caught in that space because you got to understand, like, 85% of my family, they from the streets, even the women too. So it wasn't just the men, so like, and another thing, it's just like, they the ones that was relating to us. They the ones that was there. They was the ones that was just speaking. Like, my family that's doctors, lawyers, I mean, they just in a space where they don't even really connect with us. They just in their own space. They just feel like they don't want to be bothered. And that's the same way the world do a lot of the young people out here anyway. They like, people that's in them high places, they just look down on us or they don't have that time for us. And the people that had time for us is the people, the street hustlers and the people that's doing what they doing, but they right there, they speaking. They not passing us by.
Yeah, that brings me to the point of this dude, the guys in Nashville, Gideon's Army.
Right.
I just showed you a video about them, and one of the guys, I asked him, I said, his name is Hambino. He responded to this, but I asked him, how do we get the youth to stop looking at the OGs as washed up and corny once they get to the point where they want to put the guns down, right? And Hambino said they only look at the ones that, like you just said, distance themselves from the youth. They don't want to come talk to you. They got money, they done left, and they don't want to come back and talk, and they don't have time. And he was saying, echoing off of what you said, that be the problem.
Right.
Right. I mean, do you agree with that? Well, you just said it, but
right.
In your own words, can you elaborate on what you saw with what them brothers is doing?
Right. So like the Gideon's Army, big ups to them. Keep doing what you're doing, because that's a very impactful movement. It's like you have to meet them where they at. If you don't meet the people where they at, how you gonna change them? How you gonna relate to them? And that's what we do. That's why I'm still here in Detroit. I wanted to put that movement down concrete where I can reach out to my people to give them hope and to give them opportunity. So that's why Enjoy Detroit started a nonprofit, not just a brand. We created a nonprofit to serve the community, to give them that service, to give them that education, to give them all that type of principle and value to let them know, like, I was just like you. I could have made the same, mistakes. I did make some of the similar mistakes, but I just didn't get caught. That's the difference between people that's in prison and I'm out here now. So I look at that and I sit back and I say, you know what? I want to be the person that I needed when I was younger. And that's where my ambition just comes from with the movement, turning a negative into a positive. And a lot of the similarities, even with the Gideon's Army, when I started off being in the community, we went to the neighborhoods that we was, beefing with, that we had a problem with, and we started blessing their neighborhood, from cleaning up the trash, planting flowers, helping their moms, bringing groceries to their neighborhood, just being a blessing to their neighborhood. And when they seen that, it broke that stigma. It broke that generational curse where they like, dang, it's just all about a conversation. It's all about communicating. That's where a lot of the beasts come from, just miscommunication. And a lot of times we can relate to each other at that point where it's like when I was younger, I got into a fight with somebody that I didn't really know, but I just didn't like his energy that he was putting out. But if I would have had a conversation with him after we got done fighting, we ended up having a conversation and we became best friends. And I'm like, a lot of the situations that's happening in the community, if we just communicate and talk with each other and have the big homies embrace their people. If the big homies, if you don't embrace your people, then they're gonna keep doing what they're doing and they're gonna look over you and they're gonna make moves without your permission. And that's what's been going on. That's why a lot of killings is happening, because the big homies is not, it feel like they actually scared of the little homies now because of the reckless situations that they doing. But at the end of the day, they the ones created that monster. But now the big homies is in a space now where they like, I'm not that person no more. So that person that the little homies look like used to be you, but you not in that space no more. So you don't understand that person who they is now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so I'm
My name is Dave Woods. We all have a story to tell, a lesson to learn, and this is my story.
We here now. Damn, I wish I was pushing the act. Damn, I wish I was pushing the act. Damn, I wish I was pushing the act. I had no haps if I was pushing the act. Damn.